Hello everyone, my name is Marie Grant and I am doing my lesson plan over an art project. The art project will include paintbrushes, things like that. We're going to have an outdoor theme. Before I get started with the brainstorming session, I will have two easels set up, one for a visually impaired student and one for a student with mobility issues. Those accommodations will be helpful. The visually impaired student will have Braille to reference when she uses her paint. So when we start our brainstorming session, I will have references for pictures. When I have another student that has a learning disability, so visual cues are very important. You can see here that we have a field with hay, which is very common in Kansas. We have birds, we have snow, we have flowers. My student with a learning disability will be next to a window as well, so he'll be able to reference that window, see outside, look and see some ideas, so he can get some ideas when he does his painting. Before the actual painting gets done, I will go over some rules or some guidelines for them, the steps that they need to take, why they do this project, just to make sure they know what my expectations are, and I can see how well they follow directions. First, they're going to take the paintbrush in their hand. I'm going to encourage them to use their hand that they write with, whether it's right or left, doesn't matter. They're going to dip it in the paint, one paint color, paint on the paper, and then if they need to use a different one, they're going to dip their paintbrush into the water and clean it off. I'm going to have a demonstration for this so they can watch me do it and so they can see how it is being done. After they get done with all of their painting, I'm going to ask them to clean up their area, put all the paintbrushes and paint on the back table, and then put their painting on the drying rack. This will be, I will reemphasize this at the end of the theme to make sure that they all know what is expected of them. But again, I'm going to have to reference these steps throughout the entire process. So now, once I get all these steps and I demonstrate all of this, I'm going to give them their supplies. For my student that has mobility issues, he is very smart. This is going to be a very kind of boring project for him, so I'm going to talk to him separately and just encourage him to take his time to maybe put an Easter egg or something hidden in the picture that nobody sees, or to try to defy gravity and science and try to push over the outdoor theme. So, trying just to challenge him just a little bit so he pays more attention and he doesn't just rush right through this project. I just want him to try to focus on one of those tasks. My visually impaired student, I am going to encourage her to use her senses. Her sense of her touch, not taste, but her hearing, smelling, and just try to visualize what those things would be if she was outdoors, and put it on a picture. So I really want her to focus on the past and focus on what she has done, and this will give me a good insight onto how she visualizes the world, and hopefully we can connect better after this project. And then my last student that has a learning disability, I just need to make sure he has reference points. The window, the environment that we're in will be a good reference point for him so he can look at the outdoors and really focus on one of those things. I really want to encourage him to be more concrete with this instead of abstract. However, my biggest goal for him is to take the paintbrush in his hand, dip it into paint, and then if he wants to use a different color, to clean off his brush first and then use a different color so he doesn't mix paint. Really following those rules and expectations is what I'm going for him. So I will just re-emphasize that and make sure I know. He also has a PEG system in front of him, so when we are transitioning from painting to cleaning up, I can give him the cleanup card and he can adjust and start his cleanup process. I do have pictures and cues for him to where the paintbrushes go, where the paint rack is, things like that, so he can reference. And then if during his project he needs any help, we have learned some ways for him to ask for help by raising his hand. He has a PEC system that he can use, or not a PEC system, he has a device he can use to get my attention, and that would be able to give me exactly what he needs, in order to communicate with each other. So really, I just want the whole class to participate in this and really focus on um, one thing, and hopefully I accommodate all my people, and hopefully they get it. One more thing, when my visually impaired student gets done with her project, she has a buddy that sits right next to her, and her buddy will help her and guide her to put her pain away and just be her buddy for that end of that project. All right, thank you. Bye bye.